called by Congress about 2 nights ago saying, we don't understand, the numbers are so far off. And I said, is that good or bad? He says, well, we're taking in so much more income than we thought. We've never seen anything like this. What is it? I said, check the tariff column. And it's about $88 billion that they've never seen before. And that's nothing compared to what it's got.
You've got other tariffs coming down the pipe here.
I have a lot of them, yeah.
What's the timing on those things like lumber, copper, pharmaceutical drugs?
Yeah, we're going to be doing pharmaceuticals very soon. That's going to bring all the companies back into America.
All of them are focusing on?
It's going to bring most of them back in, at least partially back in. You know, they left us because we had presidents that didn't know what the hell they were doing. We should have never lost our car business. We lost 52% of our car business over the years. Should have never lost it. All they had to do is say, if you make a car, you're going to leave us, you're going to make a car, you're going to pay a 25-30% tariff, and they would have never left. Nobody said that to anybody until I came along.
Homeland Security is saying that ICE is going to start enforcing in hotels and farms again. Is that a change of course from last week?
Well, we're going to look everywhere, but I think the biggest problem is the inner cities. We're looking everywhere. Look what they let into this country, what Biden let in, that we're allowed to. I don't think he knew what the hell he was doing, frankly, but whoever worked for him. What they let into this country, we're never going to forget it. They let prisoners in, they let gang members in, drug dealers in, the mentally insane into our country. No, we're going to get them out. There are far more in the inner cities, Democrat-run cities, sadly. I'm just giving you, there's far more in there than you have on a farm someplace.
And no one's getting exemptions anymore. Everyone is.
Well, everyone's being looked at, but the bigger problem is the cities right now. That tends to be where the really bad ones are. The murderers, you know, they've let in 11,888 murderers. People that killed people. Biden allowed that to happen. So the Democrats allowed it to happen. Biden didn't know he was even around.
Question on your Senate confirmations. With all the military actions, there are only 3 of your 6 sub-cabinet members at the Defense Department.
I'd like to see the nominations go faster. The Democrats hold up our nominations.
Are you going to talk to Senator
Yeah, I will. John Thune's doing a very good job. You know, I've got a lot of people in, but he's doing a very good job. The Democrats, if we had George Washington up for approval, the Democrats would take maximum time, every hour, every minute, to delay him as long as possible. If we had a combination of Abraham Lincoln and George Washington, they would go max. It's called max time.
Mr. President, you've always said that you don't believe Iran should be able to have a nuclear weapon, but how close do you personally think that they were to getting one? Because Tulsi Gabbard testified in March that the intelligence community said Iran wasn't building a nuclear weapon.
I don't care what she said. I think they were very close to having.
I got us one on. You were at this beautiful scene for the meeting, and you said a lot about acquiring Canada as a state. Did anybody talk to you about that? And
well, I think it's a much better deal from Canada, but you know, it's up to them. They're going to have to pay a lot of tariffs and things. They're going to have to pay a lot of money for the dome, for the Iron Dome. They want to be a part of it. We may make a separate deal on that, by the way. We discussed that, yeah, with the dome. That may be a separate deal. They want to be at $71 billion. They're going to pay.
There could be a dome thing separate from the tariff.
They'll be in the dome. Yeah, they'll be under the dome.
Are you open to negotiating with the Iranians right now, or do you want to wait?
I don't know. I've been negotiating. I told them to do the deal. They should have done the deal. Their cities have been blown to pieces. They've lost a lot of people. They should have done the deal. I told them, do the deal. So I don't know. I'm not too much in a mood to negotiate.
Do you think you'll be in the Situation Room tomorrow at any point?
Yeah. Tomorrow morning, girl. While you're sleeping. Goodbye, everybody.
Why did you tell people to evacuate Tehran? You know, you posted evacuate.
Yeah, I think it's safer.
There's
a lot of bad things happening. No, I think it's safer for them to evacuate.
On Minnesota, there were a lot of horrific details that came out today about the suspect who's been charged there. Have you called the governor yet or been able to speak to any of them?
I don't really call him. He appointed this guy to a position. I think the governor of Minnesota Minnesota's so whacked out. I'm not calling. Why would I call him? I could call him, say, hi, how you doing? The guy doesn't have a clue. He's a mess. So, I could be nice and call him, but why waste time?
On the big, beautiful bill, sir, can you talk about what the
We're
Senate...
doing well with the big,
How's it looking in the Senate?
great, big, beautiful bill. Right?
Are you okay with their changes?
I hear so far it's going well.
Are you guys
Look, if it doesn't get approved, 68% tax increase, and I think the Democrats would have to, they'd be, because we won't get Democrats support. Think of it. We're giving the biggest tax cut in history. Instead, you have the biggest tax increase in history. 68%.
Are you going to extend the TikTok deadline again?
Probably, yeah. Probably have to get China approval. I think we'll get it.
You have the legal basis.
I think President Xi will ultimately approve it.
And you have the legal basis to do that.
Yeah, we do.
Two more on Iran. Is there any sign that North Korea is getting more involved in helping Iran, or is Russia getting more involved with
I haven't seen it. I don't think anybody wants to get involved. It's a mess.
What about American citizens, U.S. citizens who are trying to leave the area with the airport shut down, Ben Gurion shut down?
We're doing the best we can. We're working on that. We're doing the best we can. Thank you, everybody, very much. Have a good time.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thanks, Karen.
अमरीकी सदर ट्रंप अपने तैयारी एयरफोर्स वन में सहाफ़ियों से गुफ्तगू कर रहे थे। अब से कुछ देर पहले की गुफ्तगू आपने मुलाहिज़ा की। अमरीकी सदर की जानिब से इस गुफ्तगू में कहा गया कि वो ईरान के साथ बातचीत के मूड में नहीं है। सदर डोनाल्ड ट्रंप कनाडा से अमरीका वापस आ रहे थे जब उन्होंने गुफ्तगू की सहाफ़ियों से, और इस वक्त सदर डोनाल्ड ट्रंप कनाडा से वापस अमेरिका पहुँच चुके हैं। जियो न्यूज़ में यहाँ वक्त एक ब्रेक का।
Something that can go long, that Israelis have been in a way expecting that there would be potentially an escalation of the confrontation with Iran. The mood has been generally that it's supportive that the government is taking these measures, but when you understand and see that every night the sirens go off several times in the middle of the night, the people are getting up, heading to their shelters, you can see that over time this will have a wearing psychological, physical impact on people.
The death toll continues to rise overnight after a series of Iran missile and drone strikes hit Israel. A residential building in the Palestinian-Israeli town of Tamra suffered a direct hit, according to Israel's National Emergency Service, killing at least 3 women and a 13-year-old girl. A later wave of strikes hit buildings in a residential area of central Israel. A 10-year-old boy was among the several killed. Rescue workers are searching the scene for those unaccounted for.
इसराइल के शहर तल अबीब में भी ईरानी मिसाइल हमलों से इमारतें तबाह हुई और इसकी तफसीलात भी दिखाई गई।
We are at the scene of one of what seems to be 4 ballistic missile impacts in Israel overnight in just the last couple of hours. We're right here in central Tel Aviv. You can see behind me this entire street is littered with debris, rescue personnel, military.
प्रोग्राम का बकिया हिस्सा आप देख सकेंगे इस न्यूज़ ब्रेक के बाद।
Geo News Half-Hourly Clock is brought to you by
Erase marks, reveal radiance with anti-marks, creep, no mask.
And with deep action technology, अब से गहरे जिद्दी दागों के लिए नया सर्फ एक्सेल है ना। नया सर्फ एक्सेल डीप एक्शन टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ खींच निकाले गहरे जिद्दी दाग, तो दागों से क्या डरना, सर्फ एक्सेल है ना।
200, 300।
क्या करोगे इतनी सारी ईदी का? क्योंकि वॉल्स तो मैं पहले ही आई।
थैंक यू।
वॉल्स के साथ ईद की मिठास बनाए और भी खास।
पता है टस्कन की असली वजह डिहाइड्रेशन जो होती है